Hey guys, how you doing? It's story time! Actually, I want to share with you tonight a book. Jim Dine is one of my favourite artists. This book's called Some Drawings, and I just want to read to you what he has to say about drawing. He has some really interesting stuff to say, so I thought I'd just read it out. It's nice to share more than just paintings and, you know, watching me paint and draw. It's also nice to share books and other arty stuff. So I'm going to read to you what he had to say. So here we go. When I started drawing, I choose paper, I tack something on the wall, I put a flower out to draw. I look at tools on the floor. I'll then bring a piece of detritus from something else, or a piece of paper that has been stained because I spilled something on it. Chalk, paint, a mark, a splash, an accident, a footprint. That's just me gathering my forces. I like that. It's like he's getting all his stuff around him. The battle and the campaign start when I'm surrounded by all or some of these familiar objects. With the Udersberg drawings, that's a series of drawings he's got, I was not trying to reproduce what the mountain looked like. I had looked at the mountain a million times in passing, but when I decided I wanted to draw it, I wanted to take its essence. All day, every day, I'm looking and spotting things. I'm seeing if I can draw this, if I'd like to draw that, seeing what I can collect. My life is a history of observing forms and taking in imagery. I don't mean in a photographic way, I mean in a way of feeling them structurally. In a drawing, I dig into the paper with marks for the ultimate emotional impact, and coupled with my innate love of beauty, I'm always thinking about making the whole image. I often add onto the paper, pasting on a sheet or piece of paper to make the drawing bigger. It's a Procrastinian idea, making the thing fit the bed. I guess I saw this method first with Degas. He did that. There are no rules as far as I'm concerned. See, I like that. There are no rules. My drawings grow as I work on them. That's a physical fact. For instance, the drawing of Chuck Close at first was on one piece of paper, and then his shoulders emerged and his bulky body took over. When I started to draw him, I thought I'd just do his head, but then I could not ignore his body, which is pretty much inanimate, so I had to allow the drawing to move and grow. So, I mean, like, this is just an example here where he adds on to it. Like, he'll do the drawing and then he'll just add another piece of paper onto the work. I mean, he does that with so much of his works. So much of his works. Like for that one, for example, that's another one. That's what I love. Okay, there was a moment when I knew I could draw anything, but I tried to staunch it, tried to stop it. I tied my hands behind my back, so to speak, so I would force myself to look harder and honour realism. It took me a long time to allow myself to add the painterliness and exuberance I have for making marks into the work. I can start carefully. I have it in me to be careful. I sometimes don't. I don't on purpose sometimes. Or if my mood is that I'm pissed off particularly, I won't be careful. I try to work the pissed offness, the anger, into the beginning. As I often have said, anger is a part of my medium. I like to walk alongside of it. Once when I was finished making a drawing and getting so angry at it, I soaked it with the sponge and just balled it up and threw it against the wall. Then my anger was over and I carefully peeled it open. I put it on the wall to dry and went at it again calmly. I have anger and impatience and I use them both. When I use a sander, And if I become impatient, the sander can almost take the skin off my hand, or the skin off the drawing. I'm willing to risk that for something good. I like to honour an accident or destruction of the marks that will enhance a new beginning. And that's what I'm always on about, you know. If you make a mistake or an accident or something happens, and that can be used, you know, it is a new beginning. It gets you onto a new path. Drawing makes invention more accessible for me. Faster, immediate. I start a drawing and I start to invent. I'm always destroying the drawing status quo. I guess you could say I practice my own form of larceny. I sabotage reality. Otherwise it's like kissing without using your tongue. I can't even cook a hamburger without messing with it. I have to fuck with it to make it mine. I need to claim it, the way a dog pisses on a fire hydrant. I was born with that feeling. I express what I feel about the objects I draw. I don't abstract for something, i.e. object figure. And that's right, when I do my work and I create all these layers and textures and really get in there and scrub it and do everything, that's me claiming it. That's me making it my own, putting my own mark on it, saying, well, this is Gary Reef and blah. And it's true, I really want to claim it as my own, and it's come with all my sweat, tears and blood and whatever. Not that I'm used blood or anything, but I'm just saying, you get that feeling about it. But he goes on to say, before, often I laid down everything in a realistic way, but now I have less patience for realism. My heart is too full. I kind of like that. I need to release more emotion. I want more emotion, and that gets in the way of realism. That's cool. I want it to cut the realism. Now I'm letting off a lot of firecrackers and I'm putting down a lot of ideas as though I was building with ideas. Things are coming up. Things are coming up and I have no way to speak about what the things are. But things are coming up that won't ordinarily grow next to each other. The depiction of physical energy on paper and the distribution of paper's surface are other ways to bring the drawing to life. You right there, Poppy? Poppy's sitting on the floor, coughing up a fur ball. And this is the last bit. I'm an old guy now. 69 is not summer. I like that. I feel fortunate to want to continue this journey of drawing, to harvest what I was born with. I'm still full of desire and I love to work. The determination to see pushes me onward. The world as we knew it is gone. We and they have seen to that. But still I have the great urge to speak by drawing. It makes me stay a little longer out there in the ether. Ethera. How cool is that? Food for thought. Yeah. Later. So I thought I'd just quickly show you my new image that I incorporated today. It's obviously it's a portrait of Jesus, and I'm not religious at all. I actually just quite like the iconology of it. It's like old versus new type sort of thing. Religious figure and thrown into an art context. I sort of think that's quite cool. But I'm very happy with these colours. I think it looked quite nice. This was my first one that I tried, and it's with lighter colours. But I think this one has more of an impact. So I'm very happy with that.